Hey guys, this is David Wynn with the Mortgage Edge podcast, brought to you by the Velocity team. Today, I got a great guest with us. Her name is Tess Hernandez out of Lubbock, Texas. Tess, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well. Thank you for taking time of your day just to talk to us this morning. As we sit here, what is it, September 19th, 2025, going into the weekend. It's a Friday, and it's busy. I know you're super busy, making things happen. How's the market out there in Lubbock, Texas?
Things are picking back up. We're seeing a lot of things in the fives now. So people are starting to get back out and look. Our days on market are finally below 60. So things are moving.
Well, let's talk about that. Obviously, we're a lender. If you have rates anything above the sixes, in the sixes or higher, you need to be calling us or anybody else because, like you said, Tess, rates are in the fives right now. We're starting to get movement on everything, which is great. But let's talk a little bit about you, and we'll go back to the Lubbock market here in just a few minutes. So, 3 year in the business, but you're
Exactly.
killing it. What made you get into real estate?
So I was driving from a baseball tournament one day with my husband. We were going to get some food and we stopped at this four-way stop. We were there for a while and I looked out the window and saw this huge commercial sign in this cotton field. And I recognized the name on it. It was one of our baseball dads. And I turned to my husband and I said, you know what? I think I'm going to get my real estate license. And he was kind of like, that's random. You're a baker, but go for it. And I went home and started looking up classes, and the rest is history.
Well, let's talk about that. Previous to that, you had your own baking company, right? Baking business,
Yes.
baking cookies and stuff.
Yes.
And you were successful at that. I mean, I love what your husband said. You're going from a baker to real estate. Well, you killed it. Coming out of the gates. What did you do? What was your secret? Someone did tell you that you're supposed to only do a couple of transactions until 2 or 3 years, but you came out of the gates on fire.
Yeah.
What what did you do? How'd you get started? Was the coaching training? Was it the brokerage? What was it?
So the first 6 months, I only had one listing, didn't do a whole lot. After I had that first closing, I kept hearing everyone say, put yourself on video, put yourself in front of the camera. And everyone else was like, oh, I have to be perfect. I have to have a script. And I was like, I don't care. I had this Halloween costume that someone had given us. It's an alien that looks like it's, carrying you away. And I put that on and I ran down the street and that from there, everyone just started watching things because it was really important to me to educate in most all of my real estate related videos.
That's awesome. And so are you getting a lot of leads off of videos now, off Facebook, social media? How are you getting your leads?
Yeah, almost everything is coming from social media right now.
That's awesome. And obviously, there's lots of platforms. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's TikTok, and a lot of others. What are you mainly focused on?
Facebook.
Facebook. I
Everything
love it.
syndicates to Instagram, but everyone is messaging me or coming from Facebook.
Got it. Got it. So, 3 years in the business, you're killing it. You're a buyer and seller agent. Are you buying? So all your leads right now are all organic. It's all produced generated by you, correct? Word of mouth or your Facebook or post. Is that correct? You don't buy
I,
any leads, correct?
I bought some here and there, but mainly it's either organic or referrals.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, how long have you been in the Lubbock area, Tess?
On Halloween, it'll be 1 year that we've lived here.
Hey, agents, let's talk about that. Brand new agent to the Lubbock area, and you're just killing it. What the heck, woman? What do you? I mean, is this just hard work? Because I know you have 3 kids, a husband, and your real estate business. How? I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day. How are you? What are you doing? What are you doing out there to be so successful?
And what's crazy is most of my day is from 9:30 in the morning to 3 to 4 in the afternoon. So it's mainly just doesn't matter where I go or what I'm doing, or you're going to get a business card. We're going to talk about real estate. Somehow I find a way to always bring up that I'm a realtor.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so let's talk about So tell me, Tess, 3 years in the business, what separates you from all the other realtors out there in Lubbock?
Well, I'd like to say that I don't know, but honestly, I think it's just making sure that everything is always taken care of and everyone knows exactly what's going to happen. Like I have a buyer's book, I have a seller's, like it's exceptionally detailed. Like if I was unavailable for a week and I went out of town and something came up, they could go back to my book and they would know exactly what was going to happen. They get an explanation for everything. I don't want someone to feel like they don't know what they're doing or what is coming next.
Well, and I think you need to put your humble hat on. Not you need to take your humble hat off, not put it on. But I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. I know that you always pick up the phone. You're always there for your clients and so forth. Is that not true?
Exactly.
Real estate. I tell people all the time. People get into real estate because they think it's the big money to have more hours, but it seems like we work a lot of hours, right? I know that you work till you say you're off at 3:30, but aren't you always on your phone? Aren't you always talking to people? Aren't you always texting or something like that?
Until 7:30, I tell people unless there's a fire, someone's bleeding or dying or a volcano, I'm done after 7:30.
Hey, that's awesome. You know what? You gotta have parameters on your time because that family life is very important. People like to do business with people that are like-minded, like-hearted, and that's probably a lot of reasons why you do business with the people that you do, right? A lot of family people and stuff.
Yes, a
I
lot of
mean,
first-time home buyers.
yeah, a lot of first-time home buyers getting into their first house and everything. But you're a mom. You're a mom of
Yes, I
three
am.
and a husband and a husband and everything else. How old are those kids?
I have a 20-year-old who is in college and a 16-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And husband, do you want to plug him? How long have y'all been married? Congratulations. That's a long time. You don't look old enough to even be married 20 years, Miss Hernandez.
Well, thank you.
Uh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let's talk a little bit about the market and real estate. So if you know anything about the real estate market, it's been suppressed for a long time now. This year it's been kind of a question mark. Days on market has been around 60 days for listings and stuff like that. The market just hasn't changed, but in the course of the last month, rates have gone down all the way into the fives. And
Mhm.
so let's talk about that. People in your opinion, what do you think it was? Do you think it's the race that's been keeping people from going out there and buying? Is it just the uncertainty of the market? What do you think it was?
Yeah,
And
I
why
really do
now
think
they're
it was
starting to?
uncertainty of just what was going on in the country. A lot of people just expected the market to fall out, and I try to get them to understand if the market just falls to nothing, that's probably going to mean that you don't have a job too. So don't wish for the market to just fall away because you're not going to be able to buy anything at that point. But in the summertime, it just seems like everything really slows to almost nothing here. Everyone is playing travel sports, everyone's going on vacations. The summer is has always been my slowest time of the year. And then about September, things start picking back up. I spoke to a commercial lender the other day, and she said this September already has been her busiest month in 5 years.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, we're as a mortgage lender, we're doubled up on mortgage applications. It's the business has been not just for purchases but refis and stuff like that. And I think people are starting to move a little bit on that transactions. That amazes me that you said that because summer months are typically the busiest months, but people are moving. Do you get a lot of outside out town people moving to Lubbock, or is it all people in Lubbock that's looking for places to stay or live?
Typically, it's people in Lubbock just moving around. Occasionally, I'll get a call from someone who, hey, I found you on Google and you had 5 stars, so I called you first. And typically, those are cash buyers who are wanting to come in, and I do it all for them. Everything is video chat. We walk through the house, video call, and then they'll come down at the very end. So I have to go take them out to breakfast and go to the house once they start getting everything set up. So it's pretty cool to continue that relationship afterwards.
That's awesome. Well, I got a question to ask you. Been in the business 3 years. You're not quite a veteran, but not quite a rookie because you're putting up veteran numbers. Um, you know, in during that 3 years, can you think of the one transaction that you can think of that you said, you know what, this is why I'm a realtor. This is why I love what I do. This is why I'm a because I've talked to you. You said you're going to be a realtor for the rest of your life. This is your calling. What was it that made you say, hey, you know what, this is my calling? Was there a transaction that you could think of?
So, about 2 months after I had gotten my license, this lady messaged me and she was like, me and my wife are looking for a house. We have no idea where to start. And I was like, good, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But we started looking at houses. We started in one town, we went to another town, and there was always something that came up, whether it was something came up on their credit and it dropped their score and they weren't eligible to buy anymore. Something else came up with one of the kids, like medical wise, that they had to take care of financially. And then over time, we would just randomly call each other. We became Facebook friends. We would just go see a house here or there. One of them actually works around where my husband works too, so they always see each other. But it took a little over 2 years to finally get everything together for them to purchase a house. They called me one day. They said, we want to look at this house. It was right down the street from me. We went and looked at it. They gave an offer right then. And it was one of the easiest closings that I've ever had.
That's awesome. But I mean, think about that process. How long do they look at houses?
For, I want to say 2 years and about 5 months.
Well, think about that for a second. 2 years and 5 months, and you were always there. That's what makes you special. What a great story. Well, with all the success that you're having, is there anything about real estate that keeps you up at night, or are you just too busy with your with your with your life and kids and everything else?
It's usually just what I'm going to do next or what video idea I'm trying to come up with me and my two ladies. We always get together every single week and make a educational video, and my mind is always working. If I'm watching something on TV, I'm like, how can I spin this and make this into something geared towards real estate? So my mind's always going
How often do you post?
every day. I may not have
Every
a
day.
I may not have a video to post every day of something absolutely educational, but I have a video of something to post every day.
That's awesome. Well, as we sit here, it's starting to be at the end of the year. Do you do any preparation for the new year, or is it just let's go, uh, let's get do what you always do?
It's just every day, just full force forward. There's nothing special at the beginning of the year. I just have to make sure that my vacation is planned out.
I love it. When's that vacation? Is it summer, wintertime with the family and kids?
We like to go on a cruise about January or February. It's been a while since we've been able to go since COVID and everything, but the kids are looking forward to it this year.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on work life balance. That is awesome. Well, Tess, I could sit here and talk to you all day, but I know it's Friday, which means that's your Monday. The weekends we're super busy. What should have we talked about that we didn't talk about today?
I think that pretty much covers everything.
Well, if the people in Lubbock wants to find you, and I know they do, how do they find Tess Hernandez?
You can call me at 806-778-6945 or on my website at tesstalksrealestate.com.
And if you guys are watching this live, you saw that go across the lower thirds. And if I'm looking for a house to buy or sell in the Lubbock area, there's only one lady I'm calling. That's for the lady right here, Tess Hernandez. Give her a call, guys. Well, I'm David Wynn. I'm with the Mortgage Edge podcast. Thanks for being with us today, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.